Look at this expression. What do you notice? When we divide 17 into 4 groups, we're going to have a remainder. In 4th grade, we would record that remainder as remainder 1. What have we done today that lets us keep sharing this remainder? We can unbundle that 1 into tenths or hundredths and continue to divide. We're going to use the place value chart and the standard algorithm to complete this problem. So to begin with, let's draw a place value chart. And we're going to have tens, ones, and tenths. My decimal will go here, and let's build this place value chart from tenths to ones to tens. Let's go ahead and put place value disc for our number 17. So 17 is made of 1 1 or 1 10 and 7 ones. Now we're dividing into 4 groups. So we're going to set up down here 4 groups. So now I have my 1, 2, 3, 4 groups we're going to divide this number into. Let's begin by looking at this 110. Can I take this 10 and divide it equally into 4 groups? No, not in the way it is right now. What must we do? We're going to have to unbundle this 10, bring it over, and cash it in for 10 ones. So now we have unbundled this 10 and cashed it in for 10 ones. How many ones do we have now? 17. Can we divide 17 equally among 4 groups? Yes. How many will each group get? Each group will get 4 ones. How many ones did we just use? We just used 16 ones. So I'm going to mark off 16 ones. So we're left with 1 1. What can we do with this 1 1? We can cash it in for tenths. So when I cash it in, it becomes how many tenths? 10 tenths. Can I divide 10 tenths equally among 4 groups? Yes. Each group will get how many tenths? 2. How many tenths did I use? I used 8. So I'm going to mark off these 8 tenths. Now, I'm left with 2 tenths. I can add another place value. And what would come after tenths? That's hundredths. So I'm just adding a place value. Now I'm going to cash in each tenth for how many hundredths? 10 each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I'm going to cash in this tenth for hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many hundredths do I have total? I have 20. Can I divide 20 hundredths in 4 groups equally? Yes. How many would each group get? Each group would get 5 hundredths. So what does that leave us with? That leaves us with in each group would have 0 tens, 4 ones, our decimal, 2 tenths, and 5 hundredths. What does that look like in the standard algorithm? So in our standard algorithm, we would have 17 divided by 4. 4 would go into 1 0 times. 17, so we'd go on to our next place value. 17 will go into, or will be divided into 4 groups. That would give me 4 in each group, just like we did here. for a total of 16 ones that we used. When we subtract, we're left with 1 1. Now this is where we unbundled this 1 1 and made it into 10 tenths. So I'm going to put a decimal here and bring it up here as well. And I'm going to add my 0, and now I can bring it down. That would give me 10 tenths. 10 tenths divided by 4, each group would get 2 tenths. That would give me a total of 8 tenths being used. So I'd be left with 2 tenths, just like we were left with 2 tenths here. Now what I did was I unbundled those 2 tenths and turned that into 20 hundredths. 20 hundredths into 4 groups. We said that was 5 in each group. So our 5 goes here. When we did that, we used 20 hundredths, and we were left with 0 as 0 hundredths left. So as you can see, we got the same answer in the standard algorithm as we did using the place value chart.